How's it going? It's episode 4 of YLS, Your Life Sucks. I got a special guest today.
What's up?
And then we also have Mr. David Park yet again.
Hello.
My best friend. And he's doing some big things.
I'm not.
Yeah, he is.
Is Creases still a band?
Are we still a band?
I'll ask Enrique Julio.
No. No, I don't know. We just don't play shows really that much anymore.
Oh, okay.
But if a show comes along, then we'll play it. But
we want to.
Yeah.
I always want to.
Fuck, what was your other band called? Will there be an I Shot the Sheriff reunion?
we don't need to talk about that.
But yeah, our special guest today is Mary John.
What's up? That's me.
I met her at multiple times at local shows, I think. I'm trying to remember the first time. Every time it was always kind of like, hi, oh my god, wait, I gotta go. So you're like,
Yeah.
like, it's nice seeing you. Oh wait, I gotta go do something, or because it's just we're always doing something, or in line, or it's like, well, I already went inside. Oh, I'll see you in there, or how have you been?
I've been.
It's been a while since I've actually seen you.
Yeah, I've been working mostly and I close, so I don't get off till 10, so I'm not as at like many shows as I used to be. I've been working, treating my Lyme.
Yeah.
Patty Cake and I.
Oh, yeah.
Pat's my boyfriend, but I call him Patty Cake.
How's he doing?
He's doing great.
Where is he?
He works today.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if he came. That would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we usually just talk online or try to keep up with each other on social media, which is really cool. Yeah. Do you haven't gone to anything local recently?
Local.
Or you said you saw Angels and Airwaves.
I did
Oh, that's pretty
see
cool.
Angels and Airwaves a few weeks ago at the Warfield. That was a beautiful show. I've never been in a room like seeing a band where everybody just felt so much like lighter after. Like they just made everybody so happy. I think I started crying when they played The
Oh,
Adventure.
really?
Just some of their older songs, because I was into them a lot when I was in middle school. So it brought back all that nostalgia feelings.
Dude, Tom DeLonge is like crazy now, isn't he?
Wait. So is it Tom DeLonge?
Wait, he's
or
still
is
he's in the band still, right?
Oh yeah.
Is it
we talked about Aliens too.
Okay.
Is it Tom DeLonge or DeLong?
I think it's DeLong.
Oh.
I feel like we're all gonna sound like fake fans, but that's okay.
I always said DeLong, but
Yeah.
Isn't there an A at the end?
there's an E.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be like...
DeLonge.
It doesn't matter.
DeLonge.
It doesn't matter.
DeLonge.
DeLonge.
Oh yeah, he talked about aliens and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I was listening to him. Who was he? He was on.
He was on Rogan's podcast.
He was on Rogan. That I really got into that too, cause he's always been into that though, super into aliens and shit. And he had a book that I bought that I didn't read, which is what I always do. If you see a book in my room, it has not been read.
Oh, same.
But yeah, so you go to local shows. What was your first hardcore? What got you into hardcore music and stuff like that?
Shit. That's a long one. I think. So, I'm from Walnut Creek, and way back early high school, there was the Red House.
Oh yeah.
R.I.P. to the Red House. It's not.
That was a cool spot.
It was a chill spot. I have a really good friend from middle school that lived nearby me and was also getting into hardcore, so I feel like we kind of got into hardcore together.
Describe Walnut Creek to the folks at home who have no idea what Walnut Creek is like.
It's expensive, full of white people that don't know how to drive, and everything closes early.
Oh.
The story so far is from there, so I guess that's cool, but
Yeah, that's right. Is that cool?
I remember way back in 2013, everybody, because I think that was when what was that album called? What You Don't See popped off, and everybody was just going insane for them, and they all went to the Walnut Festival that one year because they played, and everybody was just thought it was the coolest shit. I'm yeah, they live nearby me. I don't say anything to them because that's fucking weird. My sister went to high school with them. I'm not gonna be a fucking weirdo about it. Stalk them. That's creepy.
What's the Walnut Festival?
What?
It's there's no fucking walnuts. There's no walnuts in Walnut Creek. I don't know why it's called that, but it's actually nearby me, but it happens I think in the end of September or early September. little festival they have at this park called Heather Farms, and they'll have like rides and like little stands of art and food and stuff, and they'll have live music. I know one year Stick Up Kid actually played a few years ago, but I remember I was at home and I saw it, but I couldn't go, and it was super last minute. Like, oh, we play in 10 minutes. I'm like,
yeah,
I feel awful right now. I can't go see you guys. But yeah, it's a, you know, we'd go there when like I was little and stuff, but I haven't really been there since. I think last time I went was when the Stars So Far played in 2013.
Okay, so you don't go every year.
No, it's more for little kids, but it's
something to do.
Yeah.
So before we get into, you know, a little more deeper into like you, let's get some background, like where were you born, what was it like growing up, stuff like that. A little bit of background about yourself.
Okay. I was born and raised in Walnut Creek. Still live there.
Wow, so you've been there your whole life.
Yeah.
Nice.
My mom is from Jersey, and my dad's from Detroit.
Whoa.
Yeah, somehow they met in Utah.
What the fuck?
They lived in Salt Lake at some point, and somehow they met there, and they got married.
Does your mom have an accent?
It's not as strong as it used to be, but sometimes I can still hear it.
Yeah,
or she goes to Jersey to visit family, and she'll come back, and I can hear it.
It's like
yeah,
came back like a little bit. That's pretty cool.
Every time I visit, whenever I visit, like my mom's side of the family, I hear it so strong there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm definitely in Jersey. And my dad's from Detroit, and then they got married in Salt Lake, I think, and then they moved out to the Bay Area.
Do you know how they met?
They've like kind of like been all over the map then.
Yeah.
Because I've lived, like I grew up in San Jose, I moved to Gilroy, and then I moved.
I had no idea.
Oh, you didn't?
This whole time I've known you, I did not know you lived in Gilroy.
I lived in Gilroy for a little while, and then I moved out here. Well, not here, but Tracy.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've generally been in the same area.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's pretty nuts for your... I mean, is that normal? Like, for people to, like, bounce, like, I'm from New Jersey, then I moved to Salt Lake, and then now I'm in the Bay Area. I don't know, like, I'm just so used to, like... people kind of like staying in the same area.
I think that's normal. I mean, some people are okay with where they are, and some people might need to travel to other places for specific reasons.
I think it's more of a family thing.
That too.
Like my family bond is like so like strong that it's hard for me to like think about. Like that's the first like main thing that I think about. Like, oh, I want to move away. It's really expensive here. Like, oh, I can buy a house somewhere in Texas or something. But I'm like. But but I can't be away from like my parents or like my entire family. It's like, too heavy. But so, your parents, New Jersey, Detroit, and then they met in Salt Lake. Mm-hmm. And they got married there, and then they moved to the Bay Area.
I think they moved to. I can't remember if they moved to Ventura first. I know they were somewhere, maybe a little more south, then they moved to like Walnut Creek.
Oh, okay.
And then my brother was born.
So you have siblings?
Yeah, my brother he just turned 31.
Mm.
And then my older sister is going to be 28 in December. And my brother, he went to Arizona for college on and off. He's kind of been school on and off. He's in nursing school right now, but he lives in Pleasant Hill currently.
Okay.
And
nice.
Which is nearby Walnut Creek. And then my sister lives in Seattle because she went to school over there, so she still lives there.
It must be nice up there. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been up there in a long time. Aren't you going to Seattle?
Yes. That's all I'll say about that.
There's a lot of really good Thai food there and really good vegan restaurants, so you should check those out.
Speaking of vegan, let's get into that. You're vegan, right?
Yep.
You brought your own food today.
I did, yeah.
What do you what'd you order? What'd you get?
I got there's a little place in Walnut Creek called Mixed Grain. It's Korean food and they got vegan options.
Okay.
So I got japchae, like the noodles.
That's so interesting because Koreans are super not vegan. Like Korean food is very much like meat heavy. That's really what it is. It's like there's always like a meat dish with like rice and like the veggies. So
it's about like what I eat.
Yeah. But okay, so you got japchae?
Yeah,
nice.
like
how do you pronounce? What is it?
Japchae.
Japchae?
Yeah.
Like
it's like I don't know. I just describe it as it's like Korean chow mein basically. It's just
Okay,
It's
okay.
I feel like the texture's a bit different though.
It is, but that's the best way I can describe it. I'm not gonna like.
Because it's like it's
No one's gonna care really,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like Korean. It's like
Because it's sweet potato noodles, right?
Yeah, it's
Or,
like potato
the starch
noodles.
Well, that
Yeah.
sounds amazing. Actually,
It's hella good. It's got veggies and tofu in it, so.
So,
I'm stoked.
so what made you become vegan? And when did it happen?
This was summer of 2013, and I remember I was doing some research. It kind of did tie in with my Lyme disease, which we'll go into later because that's a whole fucking spiel. Summer 2013, I think I was looking up other diets or just other foods and whatnot because I noticed meat and dairy would upset my stomach. Like, I have a lot of stomach issues with my Lyme.
Yeah.
So I was looking up, would being vegan help maybe? And then I found out about factory farming. And I found out about, like, all the abuse that goes on. All the abuse in, like, fur and, you know, like, leather and all this type of stuff. And then I was kind of traumatized. And I said, yeah, dude, I'm not eating animal products ever again. So
Yeah, it's pretty harsh. I mean, just the whole, like, background of everything. I think they have they're doing, like, a VR thing right now. And I saw it on Reddit somewhere, and some parent made their kid watch it, and their kid like was like bawling their eyes.
Oh my god.
But like, I don't know. Like,
that's terrifying.
that is heavy.
Should you,
I don't think I would show that to
Like,
my
yeah,
kid.
should you?
For sure,
you,
don't do that.
Yeah, that's. I think it was on Reddit, the subreddit Insane Parents. Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So,
Sounds like they're also PETA supporters.
When you first got into veganism, like how hard was it to adapt from eating like dairy and all that before, and then going into just like none of that?
So my mom fortunately cooked a lot of veggies and always had like fruits and veggies around, and I love fruits and veggies. So I remember when I first told them, I was like, I don't really feel comfortable eating meat anymore and other stuff, and just kind of opening up to them. And my mom and dad said, okay, you know, like my mom and dad will still make meat, but you know, they'll always make veggies like separate or rice or the salad separate for me, and maybe she'll make me something separate.
So they're pretty receptive when
Yeah.
you told them about it.
Yeah, which is like really funny because my mom's Italian, so you'd assume she would have been like super against it, but my mom's like a healthy Italian.
Oh.
You know how all Italians use veal? Like she never used veal, she used like turkey. Like she was like, I don't eat veal.
Wait, so veal's like lamb or something, or
No,
It's
baby cow.
baby cow.
Oh, baby cow.
male cow. Yeah.
That's really like.
I like how they just give it a name to make it not
No, it's
sound
like-
bad.
It's so bad
for
too.
every meat ever. Just
Because the way that they're raised is like they keep them like kind of like on a leash and like short, and they can't stand up.
yeah, pretty
Like, they
much
just keep like everything tender,
Huh.
yeah.
and they're just it's really sad actually.
Yeah,
Wow.
once they're born, if it's a male, they're like, okay, you're gonna get slaughtered for veal, and if you're a
Yeah.
girl cow, like you're
If you've
gonna
ever
get milked to death.
if you've ever been on what is that, the 99 or the 5 from here, there's a farm and it looks like a bunch of dog houses. Like that's yeah.
slaughterhouses.
Have to bum us out,
That's where
bro.
the baby cows.
So sad. And all the chickens too.
Yeah, no, it's really sad. You know, I've seen some crazy like passing by some cow farms and it's just like miles and miles of cows. I'm like, what the fuck? That's insane.
It's insane.
So how's that like impacted you among like socially like your friends? Like, I mean, obviously like you're able to like order, you like prepare yourself, like, oh, I gotta get some food, I don't know what's around your area, so like I don't know, like just going out, like has it been kind of like a struggle to kind of like when you're like adapting to it, kind of figure out like, oh shit, like I gotta go to a family event, like
It's been pretty great. Like at first in 2013, so it was June 26, 2013.
That's the exact date.
That's the exact day. That's my
Whoa.
vegan anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, I just banged the table. I hope that didn't.
No, you're good. You're good.
I think at first, because I remember even in 2013, like veganism was kind of coming up, but there wasn't as many options as there is like now today.
Yeah.
But
Right, there's
I
a
remember,
lot of stuff going on right
Yeah.
now. Like it's really picking up. Like
Beyond Meat.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Like-
all that. I have not tried any of it.
Beyond Burgers are so good.
I sometimes I do kind of like get grossed out. I'm starting to. I don't know if it's because like I'm aware, but I'm starting to like kind of get grossed out when I eat sometimes, especially with like when it's like off the bone or like on the bone and stuff. I'm like kind of like, what the fuck am I doing right now? Like, it's kind of like, I don't know. I think about it, but then I'm also like, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I'm like caught in the middle right now. I'm like, I don't think I could like. I'm Mexican. I need a burrito. Like, I don't. When I'm eating a burrito, I'm not thinking about like what's in it. I'm just like, it's good. I know. I like it. So yeah. So is it like you said? Like it's kind of easier now than it was before. Like when you started.
Yeah. And there's Walnut Creek, or the East Bay does have a lot of options, or just places, like with veggies and options. And
But when you go out with like let's say like a big group of friends, like how does do you guys usually just end up going to a vegan spot, or if they decide not to go to a vegan spot, are there any specific meals that you select from that you kind of know of, like, hey, if we go to like a fucking like a Denny's or something, I know that I can get this and this versus like, do you have this kind of like preset going into like when you go to a non-vegan spot?
Yeah, like if it's a restaurant, depending, if I haven't been there, I'll look at the menu and see what I can order, because mostly like with a lot of groups of friends, they'll be like, oh, we want to make sure you can eat.
Right.
By the way, I don't know why I picked Denny's. That's probably the least vegan-friendly place at all. But
they have some options, but I mean, it's Denny's.
Yeah.
It's just there when
it's just shit food all around.
Yeah, and no one's there for you.
Okay.
So like, what's your like favorite like go-to like vegan or was it vegan? Or you're vegan or vegetarian?
My Instagram's vegan.
Bro, get with the program.
Bruh. I'm vegan.
Start drinking, okay? Anyways. Continue. The question was, what's your go-to vegan meal?
Like one that I cook, or
your favorite that you just
one that I like go out to eat?
Both.
I really love Thai food, so I really love curry and tofu.
Okay.
Specifically green curry.
There's different. I don't like curry at all, so I don't know anything about curry. There's different types.
Yeah.
So
I've had like the Japanese curry.
Yeah. But there's Japanese curry.
Mhm.
Yo.
There's different curries.
Indian curry. There's Thai curry.
Dude, go get cultured. Go out to eat somewhere.
I just don't like curry. Like, I can't do it. I can't.
Is it too spicy, or is it just not?
Every time, because I like do like catering, so sometimes they have like food there, like other caterers there, and I'll have it. I'm like, oh, like, that looks good. Like, I'll try it out, and then I'll eat it, and it's like does not settle. Like, well, I'm like, no, it's not. I can't. So I mean, it tastes good, but it's a little too heavy for me. So, do you want to get into your main topic? Do you want to do like your Lyme? Do you want to go like a little background, or because I have I don't really know much about
Lyme.
Here, I'll start with what I know about it, and then you could just give us information. Okay. When I did my very cursory Google search the other day, literally yesterday, I'm like, okay, Mary's about to come on. I should know something. So, people get Lyme disease typically through like a deer tick, and that tick will hold like some sort of bacteria, which will get transferred by getting bit, and then from there you get like symptoms like fatigue and maybe I think even like rashes are possible. Yeah. And it's treatable though. Is what it sounds like. At least
if you treat it right away, like if you were to get bit right away, I think. And once you treat it, like you go to a doctor, and I think they put you on doxycycline, like an antibiotic, for a month or so, and I think you have to go back and check. And
what was that?
Doxycycline?
Can you explain a little bit?
It's an antibiotic.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh no, I've taken so many antibiotics in my life, so it's like either doxycycline or amoxicillin. I think they'll put you on first. Like that was the first antibiotic I took for my Lyme was doxycycline.
So how did that like originate? Like how did that start like within you?
So I was 4 or 5, and I was in Yosemite with my family. I guess this was the only time we went camping. I don't recall this. This is what my mom's told me. So when I was 4 or 5, I got bit by a tick, and my mom saw the rash on me, And I think I might have had a fever after that, because sometimes, you know, that'll happen if you get bit by a tick and you have a rash and you might get a fever or feel sick for a bit. And we went to my pediatrician at the time, and my pediatrician was always just a pompous asshole. Not gonna say his name, but he fucking sucks.
Okay.
You remember his name and everything?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say his name.
No, I'm not gonna.
Confidential reasons, but...
No, it's totally fine. I was just...
He fucking sucks. He was... You know, he was always very pompous and kind of rude to my mom, and when my mom was bringing it up and saying, you know, I think, would you be able to give her a blood test because, you know, she got bit, I saw the rash on her, and she had a fever, you know, she had symptoms, and my pediatrician deadass said, I don't believe in Lyme. Your daughter's fine.
He doesn't believe in Lyme?
She's just tired because she's growing fast.
What the fuck?
And this is, like, probably in the late 2000, or what year
early
was this?
2000,
Early, or sorry,
like
yeah,
2001, 2002.
Yeah. Wow. And how'd your mom react?
Well, she was shocked.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's just kind of like, what do we do at this point?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, especially, like, there's not much awareness for Lyme. I mean, there is, but, like, you don't really...
Yeah. Like, there's definitely more now than it used to be, but especially back then, in the West Coast, too, because people...
So is it uncommon, or is it something that...
So, Lyme's actually more prevalent than AIDS.
Oh, really?
It only receives 1% of 1 or 2% of government funding, though.
Well, because it's not, like, a big deal.
Yeah, or they think it's only, like, on the East Coast or something. There's some conspiracy on it I think you can look up. I forget what it's called, but there's some big conspiracy on it about the government not wanting people to know about it.
About Lyme?
Yeah, which I'm not really surprised, but... So at that time, you know, my family's like, I don't really know what to do at this point. So afterwards I felt fine. Like, I was never really a sickly child.
Right.
I did develop my motor skills kind of slow, and I don't know if the Lyme might have, like, enhanced that.
Right.
You know, when I was younger, my mom said, like, you could spot me, like, running on the field, like, running in the playground, kind of having trouble running. It was an unnatural movement to me. I mean, running still is unnatural to me. I don't like running. And, you know, sometimes, like, I would write, or I wouldn't, like, ever cut straight, you know, like, cutting paper and whatnot. It's just certain little things like that.
So there's, like, symptoms, like, kind of, like, especially at a young age, you can kind of, like, be like, hey, there's something...
Like, something's going on, or, like, having a harder time paying attention in class.
Yeah.
There would be things I would notice in the classroom, like, if a light was flickering on and off, like, I'd be the only one looking at it, and I'd be, like, concerned about it.
Yeah.
Or if kids were clapping their hands, you know, and it'd be too much noise, I would, like, cover my ears and I would start sobbing because it was just too loud.
Yeah.
Like, certain hearing and noise sensitivities were really common when I was younger. I didn't really notice any symptoms until middle school, where it was just straight fatigue. And at the time I did Taekwondo. I was a 2nd degree black belt. I stopped when I was, like, 14. But,
Why'd you stop? Just because you already hit black belt and you're like, I'm good?
Well,
I can kick anyone's ass?
Possibly, but from what I remember. It was also, the studio I went to was kind of weird. It was a contract you had, and you had to, like, renew it after.
Oh.
And the thing was, with my Lyme, that I was more aware of it. It was just, I don't know, it's kind of rough, and I'm feeling a lot more fatigue. I don't know if I can keep up with it. So
so this is middle school. At this point, like, you're regularly going to doctors and kind of getting treated, or this is even before that?
A little bit before that. So it was, I think, like, 6th and 7th grade. I noticed the fatigue a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, I'd come home after school and I would take a 2 or 3 hour nap, and my mom would even knock on my door and be like, "Are you gonna eat dinner? Are you gonna sleep tonight? Because you took a really long nap." And that kept happening on and off. Like, I would just come home so tired and sleeping all the time. And my mom was like, well, that's not fucking normal.
Right.
You're in middle school. You should be, like, out with your friends.
Right. You should have all this energy.
All this energy,
like, you just wanna,
or just, like, doing extracurricular activities. Here's me, it's just straight sleeping. And I think I was around 13. I think it might have been the summer of going into 8th grade. My mom was like, oh no, maybe it was around Christmas time in 7th grade. Because I remember we were setting up, it was around Christmas time. My mom loves Christmas, and we were, like, helping with the Christmas tree, and I was putting ornaments on. She, like, randomly said, I think you have Lyme disease. Just straight up out of the blue.
So wait, how old were you said?
I think I was 13.
13, and you said you got bit when you were maybe like 4 or something.
Yeah.
So a good like 10 years till your mom was like, look, like I think this is happening. Like your pediatrician said no, but he's full of shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, all the symptoms she noticed, you know, like. So she brought it up, and from there, did you go get like a second opinion, or did you go?
Yeah, she was kind of explaining it to me. She's like, you're always really tired and sleeping, and my mom has family out in Jersey, and a lot of my relatives from Jersey do have Lyme because one of my aunts, I forget what city she lives in, but her house is like her backyard's a huge open area. Like deer will come into your yard all the time. Like you could walk down her backyard and you'd be in the woods.
Yeah.
And
so there's ticks all the time.
Yeah, so a few of my cousins, had it, and I think it was just me being so fatigued all the time and having a lot of brain fog where it was just difficult. I had a difficult time concentrating in class and whatnot, or just reading. Sometimes I couldn't process it.
Right.
And then my mom was looking around for like a more Lyme literate doctor, or at least a doctor that knew about Lyme. And we found a doctor nearby who was super sweet. He's a good doctor. I have a special place like in my heart for him.
Yeah.
And we were talking to him and explaining my symptoms and how my mom knows a little bit about Lyme, and I got my blood drawn, and we got it sent to IGeneX, which is a lab that tests for Lyme. And I know there's another one that tests for Lyme in the US. I don't remember what it's called, but and I remember maybe a few days later or a week later, my mom was like, "Yeah, I got a call from the doctor. You have Lyme disease."
Oh shit.
Confirmed.
Just like that?
Confirmed. Yeah, I was just like, oh, well, that explains why I'm tired. So what do I do?
So from there, how did you try to treat it, or?
Yeah, so
before we get there, like, what was so she tells you that, what was just like your initial reaction on the spot?
I think it was like.
And you were like 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at the time I was like, oh, well, that explains why I'm so tired, so I can start getting better now, right? Oh, it's such a long fucking journey.
Like, even just, like, you just realized what the problem was, and then from there you have to just kind of begin your journey.
Yeah, and I didn't, none of us knew how it would manifest into so much more. I started on antibiotics. I think I was only taking like one antibiotic a day, or I think it was twice every day. Mm-hmm. And I had a hard time because I never really swallowed pills.
Antibiotics usually like pretty big, and they're usually...
Yeah. The one I had wasn't even that big. I was just being a huge baby, but then I finally got it down, so... and I still had doctor's appointments on and off, and it got significantly worse in high school. Again, with the fatigue, I would be sleeping a lot during class. And it's not like, oh, I'm sleeping because I'm bored. It's like, no, I'm sleeping because I'm fucking tired.
So is it the older you get, you kind of just start feeling it more and more?
Yeah.
So do you feel it more now than you did? Well, I mean, you're probably treating it, so...
Like, I'm treating it, but I do notice my symptoms
you probably get in
a
waves,
lot more.
A lot of waves coming in, like, oh, like... Okay.
And, I was always tired. The high school I went to was this, Catholic little girls' school, so... And I realized I wasn't that Catholic at the time.
Do you, like, disclose to, like, I'm sure you tell the school district that, you have this Lyme disease, and...
It was more later during high school I told them.
Mm-hmm.
Freshman year was... The school I went to pretty much was almost like a college prep school, so it was a lot more difficult. Freshman year's, I don't know, being in high school with all this fatigue and people wondering why I wasn't in sports, or why I wasn't in student council or clubs, it's just, I'm just trying to get by.
Yeah.
And I felt like the staff, would kind of look down on me and be like, oh.
Right. They should have an understanding, like, you're doing what you can, even when you're at school, you're still feeling that, harsh fatigue, and you're, I'm assuming you're passing your classes, but, you're getting through school, and they still want, of course, they want you to do, like...
To do all this extra shit that my body can't handle.
Right.
My brain fog was worse.
Were they aware that you had Lyme?
I think it was towards junior year they were more aware, although I transferred during junior year. I can't remember if I, like, mentioned it to any professors at the time, or any of the teachers at the time, because it's just been so long. But mostly when I fell asleep in some classes, some teachers didn't care, and some would just like bang on the table, be like, "Wake up!" And I'm like, "Fuck, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep, man. Sorry." Yeah. What about the mitochondria? Okay. That was a lot of high school for me. My brain fog was a lot worse. It'd be hard to concentrate at times.
Brain fog. So you like right when you wake up, it's like that.
Sometimes it's just I can't think. I feel like I can't process anything, and I just kind of stand there like a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of anxiety in high school as well, and depression, because Lyme can like affect the brain neurologically and like the central nervous system and whatnot. So I had a lot of anxiety in high school, and I didn't like really reach out to a lot of people because
you didn't. Was there like I guess it'd be hard to find somebody else who would be going through what you're going through, because how do you even like talk about that with you're in high school? The last thing you're like, hey, do you have Lyme? Like, you're not going to be asking people that, you know?
Like, hey, do you have a chronic illness? No? Oh, okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself. Like,
did you eventually over this journey find like support communities or like along the way, maybe not during high school but like after or more recently?
Yeah, definitely, like online, some like Twitter mutuals and whatnot, and I have a friend that I reconnected recently from middle school that has like chronic illnesses and whatnot, so we just talk about it and how much it fucking sucks, but at least like we're not alone.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I got sidetracked.
Very good.
Yeah, I had a lot of anxiety throughout high school, and it was hard for me to reach out. I didn't really talk to many people in my grade. Because from what I gathered when I was at this high school was that, oh, hella people here have hella money. They all have really nice cars.
You're in Walnut Creek.
Yeah.
Well, you said it was a Catholic school, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably a private school. Probably a lot of
entitled people.
A lot of affluent parents.
Yeah.
Who can.
A lot of student athletes.
So then, knowing who Mary is today, like it's hard to imagine you being in like a Catholic school. So then, like, were you just defiant? Did you just like, what kind of student were you?
Besides the fatigue.
Yeah.
That was kind of who I was. I was just really
shit.
sleepy. I didn't really talk to a whole lot of people. Like, a lot of my friends were in the grade or two above me. And, I don't know, it was hard for me to want to confide in people in my grade. I just kind of sat with people from older grades that I became friends with. I was pretty quiet. I didn't like raising my hand for participation. I didn't like it when teachers would ask me stuff.
And with the anxiety, too. Like, you don't want that kind of, like, spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally understand that. I had the same experience, and
I just wanted to fly under the radar and just do my best.
So, like, today, like, I mean, obviously, Lyme is forever, right? I mean, it's just like...
I have, like, late stage or chronic Lyme, so it will be a long time, but, like, I'm taking stuff, like, antibiotics to help, like, ease the symptoms and maybe, like, kill off the bacteria.
It's able to, like, kind of, like, keep it in remission or keep it, like...
Yeah, just, like, trying to kill off the bacteria, so...
Explain what late stage means.
Late stage, like, chronic, so it's just, like, another name for it.
Oh.
You know, like, when you find out you have Lyme later, you're like, oh, fuck, well, now I gotta treat it now, because my entire body's ruined, basically.
So you kind of have to, like, keep the levels low.
Yeah.
But it's always just gonna, if you don't treat it, it's just always just gonna, like...
Like, it'll just affect you, like, wherever it can, you know, your immune system.
So what's like, kind of like an everyday schedule for you to kind of, like, tame it or, like, keep it down, like...
I try to get more sleep, so been trying to go to bed earlier and wake up. You know, I take my, I make breakfast. Yeah. And I make my lunch for work, and I have, like, my antibiotics and other, like, immune system boosts and, like, my iron pill, some digestive enzymes, because I have IBS with my Lyme. Oof. I'd be shitting.
Yeah.
Word.
I'm the opposite.
Oh, you mean you have IBC, IB constipated?
I don't know. I've never fucking... No, I don't know. I'm all fucked up. I don't know what it is. I don't have health insurance, so...
How are your shits?
I'm not sure.
How are your shits?
Terrible. I don't know. Sometimes non-existent.
I'm so sorry.
I have my days. Anyways.
That's a different podcast. We'll save that for another episode.
That's for the poop podcast.
Every podcast is a poop podcast.
It's always a poop podcast. And I pack my like antibiotics. I'm taking so many.
How
pills.
often do you have to take them, like, per day?
Every day. It depends which one specifically, and like I have like these vitamin D3 pills I take like 3 times a week. I take my probiotics every day.
Your vitamin D is like super important.
Yeah.
My vitamin D was down, and my mom was like, "Take your vitamin D." And then I had like health insurance for like a year, and my doctor was like, "You need to take these vitamin D pills," and I took them. And I was like, "Oh my god, I feel amazing. What is this?"
It's really hard to get vitamin D unless if you're not standing in sunlight for like 12 hours a day.
And then like there's like the whole thing with like milk and shit, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I have hell of antibiotics. I have stuff like my cognitive health or like for brain fog. All this other stuff that I don't even like remember what it's for, but I know I'm supposed to take it. Like
now it's just like your schedule and
yeah, like if you go in my house, you see, like I have a box of like, okay, this is a shit I take every day, and I like open up all the pills and whatnot, and I put them in a bag for work later, you know, when I'm on my lunch. And then there's like another pill box, like, you know, for Monday, you know, Monday through Sunday, and all like morning, evening, lunchtime.
How hard is it to kind of like maintain all that and like kind of like keep up on it? Because I just taking my multivitamin and like just like fish oil and stuff, like I'll do it for a while and then I'll stop. But like in your case, if you stop, you're fucked.
Pretty much, and I've definitely had my experiences with that when I was younger. So at my doctor's appointments now, my mom, you know, she'll come with me and she'll have a notebook and we take notes, and I live with my parents and I'm super thankful that she'll help like organize it for me, because I remember, because realistically I'm supposed to be taking like fucking 30 to 40 pills a day, which is a fucking lot. So I take maybe insane. 20.
That's still a lot.
Which is still kind of a lot.
That's still a lot.
I don't know, maybe even more. Because I remember a few years ago, you know, I don't think it was organized yet. It was all just there, and I kind of broke down to my mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm seeing all, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be taking, what it's supposed to do, and every time I look at this, I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack because
Well, it could be really confusing.
Exactly, it's just so like, much. My mom's like, okay, you know, I'm going to help organize it for you. And what we did recently is, because a lot of times my antibiotics would be left in like the big pill box, so we took them out so I can take them every day, because, you know, 30 to 40 pills is a fuck ton, and I have IBS, so it's going to fuck up my stomach regardless. So I would leave my antibiotics out so that I know I would take them every day, because sometimes there's a point where I felt like I wasn't getting enough of like my antibiotics and getting more of other stuff like on different days. So now it's a lot better and it's a lot more organized.
Yeah, organized.
Shout out to your mom.
Yeah, shout out to my mom. Thank you, Mom. Thanks, Mom, for being a cool mom.
Hell yeah.
Being supportive. Thanks, Dad. You're also really supportive too. But yeah, I just remember even being in high school that it was hard for me to take my antibiotics, because I'd be on different ones from time to time, and some of them would make me feel so sick and nauseous. There was one that I took that I think it was Biaxin. Yeah, it was Biaxin. I like joke with my doctor that I have PTSD from taking Biaxin, because it was a big pill and I would take it in the morning, but it left my stomach feeling so empty, and I just felt nauseous all day, and I felt like I was going to throw up. Like, if I didn't eat something right away, like I was going to die.
So like if you didn't, then like almost like no appetite probably after that too.
Yeah, like, it was just this weird, like my blood sugar felt super low. Like I'd be first period class like eating a protein bar or something, already starving.
Yeah.
And for a while I just didn't take my antibiotics. I didn't take that for a while because it made me feel sick.
Dude, that sucks.
And then my mom was like, well,
it's like a lose-lose.
We gotta take a different antibiotic, then you can't just not be on antibiotics for like 5 months.
Right, exactly. Because then you're gonna start feeling the symptoms, and
yeah,
it's like a lose-lose.
You mentioned, I think your cousins in Jersey. Some of them also have Lyme.
Yeah, have they been able to kind of like help you out, or maybe you help them out, kind of like a little bit of advice or something? Like,
it's more like my mom has Because my mom's sister lives in Jersey.
So she's like kind of like been communicating.
Yeah, so there'd be contact, and one of my cousins was really unwell for a long time then. I think the doctor finally realized it was Lyme and getting treatment for that. Just both physically and mentally, like he wasn't well. Right. But he's doing a lot better than he used to. And same with me, like, you know, at the time when I was so young and I didn't know much about Lyme, like, I didn't realize how serious it was. Right. I didn't realize that it was destroying my immune system, my central nervous system, and causing me all this anxiety.
So you'd probably just be sick all the time if it wasn't treated.
Yeah.
Because your immune system's going to be really low. Like, I think, sorry, this is like totally like sidetracked. There was this girl I went to middle school with, and she like always had a cold. And it was like always sick. I'm wondering if she had Lyme disease now. Sorry, I'm just like, she was like year round she had like a cold, sick. Like always sick. So I mean, she might have. She didn't know she had Lyme. I don't know. Continue. Sorry.
And another thing too, we learned. So when I was 18, this was 2015, when I went to like a more Lyme literate doctor. That's the doctor who I see now, and she did more tests on me and like kind of told her about my life story and how it's affected me both mentally and physically, you know, like my fatigue, brain fog, my nausea, hearing light sensitivity, sometimes joint aches, sometimes my body would just ache and I feel like I can't bring myself to do much. And then she tested me for other stuff because with Lyme it's really common to have co-infections.
What?
A co-infection.
Like something else getting infected?
So it just caused another infection.
Like if the tick that bit me had other like illnesses.
Oh, fuck.
And I found out that I have Bartonella and Babesia.
Explain those. You're just saying things that...
I'm just saying things at this point.
Yeah, hold on. So basically ticks are almost just like sharing needles. Basically.
Fuck.
Right? Right? Because it's like they've attached themselves to other people. And
that is a crude way to put it, but
that's an interesting... I guess.
I don't know. I'm just trying to like...
lighten the situation.
That was totally not lightening the situation at all, but I'm just trying to like figure out like how the ticks like, how are they got infected? Like obviously it's like through different blood, right?
Yeah.
Or is it just something that they carry? I don't know.
Like they can carry it, yeah.
Okay.
Like
I thought it was just like they've like kind of like person to person to person to person kind of like.
I don't know if it's person to person, but it probably from like an animal that they.
Yeah, like from dogs too.
Okay,
you know, like all.
Yeah.
Just anything that has ticks, or deer ticks. I know there's like another tick, but I know they have all have long names, but I didn't bother writing that down because fuck that, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay, so explain. You also have
Bartonella and Babesia.
What was it?
Babesia.
Can you spell it?
You don't need to spell it, but like what? Okay, so what are these are also just other like different types of infections.
So Bartonella is another co-infection. I wrote more in my notes because shit, I barely know much about Bartonella. It's also transmitted by ticks and flies, or like any animal bites, scratches, or even needles. It's commonly known as cat scratch disease, because I guess cats could have it. Yeah, like from a scratch or an animal bite.
Yo, what the fuck? It's so like easy to get it then.
Bro, you have cats.
You have one cat.
There's 3.
No, they have 3 cats.
You're so fucked, and you have 3 pit bulls too. They're cute though, but they could also have ticks.
I think they're all right.
They're chilling.
No, they're inside dogs.
Inside dogs. That's good.
They're babies. They don't know how to be regular dogs.
And pretty much Bartonella is just like another co-infection. There's other co-infections that can come along with Lyme, like, you know, fibromyalgia or anaplasma and other shit. And
its like symptoms are probably just something similar to what Lyme does, like just fatigue and
like malaise. My lymph nodes can be swollen. I don't recall having swollen lymph nodes. Maybe I had strep in high school at one point, so maybe at that point, or when I had mono, which I have to get into that later because that's fuck. I've been so sick in my life.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. I mean, how did you overcome like a lot of these things? Like, just take medication, I guess.
It's just taking stuff just to try and kill a bacteria,
to organize and set a schedule and maintain just a regular, like, you know.
So try and live for once. Try and kill shit so I can.
That's a lot.
Do something.
Man. That's a lot.
It is. And a lot of the Bartonella symptoms are like, you know, fatigue, fever, malaise, some joint ache, memory loss, issues with like my sleep patterns. I wrote something, neurovascular issues. Yeah, neurovascular issues, which I guess is like nerves and blood vessels. I remember in middle school too, I mentioned this to my doctor that I had really bad nosebleeds in middle school. Like my nose would be super bloody and it would last for like an hour or two. Like it would just be constantly bleeding. Like my nose has always been sensitive. Like when it bleeds now, it's mostly fine. I just stick a tissue up in there and let it chill. And my doctor was like, "Oh, I heard something about that in a conference that's like really common with Bartonella." And I was like,
So you looked it up and you...
I tried looking it up and I couldn't find anything, but my doctor said she heard that's from somewhere. So it's another thing that I have to pretty much kill with my Lyme. And then here's Babesia. Fuck. Babesia is...
So it's...
B-A-B...
B-A-B-E-S-I-A. Babesia. Okay.
Babesia. So Babesia is like a huge bitch, pretty much, because it's not an infection, so it's a parasite.
Oh shit.
And it infects the red blood cells, and it can cause something called hemolytic anemia because it attacks like the red blood cells. It can cause some jaundice. Is it jaundice? Jaundice. The
jaundice,
yellowing of the skin.
Yeah.
And like some dark urine. I don't really have that. I don't have jaundice. At least I don't think I do. Do I have jaundice?
Are you yellow?
You're not yellow.
Okay.
I'll tell you that right now.
Not that I'm aware of. And it can cause low and unstable blood pressure, which makes sense because my blood pressure would always just be low when I was in high school. It still kind of is. And all of the symptoms, again, are really similar, like fatigue, a lot of muscle aches, migraines, chills, depression, anxiety, stomach pains, and it can occur like the same time as Lyme as well. So I think pretty much all of my, just right when that tick bit me, it's like, fuck you, we're gonna give you all this shit.
That's so crazy. It just all stems like from one tiny little fucking fuck.
Yeah. Little fucking fuck.
Little fucking fuck. Yeah. No, that's.
Yeah, you gotta be really careful.
Yeah, because when I was doing research,
I was spray, man.
Because that was my first thought. I was like, because when you told me you had it, I was like, well then. Did she get bit? Like, I don't know. Like, how else can you get it? I'm not sure.
Can you get it in any other form than getting bit by a tick? Like, I know that's probably the primary way to get it. Because once you Google Lyme disease, that's like the first thing that pops up. It shows you a picture of that tick.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, fuck this guy.
Yeah,
stay away from it.
Yeah.
That makes me not want to go on hikes.
No,
if
for
you
real,
wear Helitick spray, like long socks, wear Helitick spray.
I mean,
even if you're like out in the grass too, like on a picnic or like playing soccer.
Fuck, dude,
like, dude, if you're playing soccer and you're in the grass all the time, like
chances.
should be wearing tick spray.
Fuck.
And it's things like people don't think about. It's like you want to go out in nature and have fun. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
I can't do that anymore because if I get bit by another tick, I could get another infection.
Really?
So I could get like a different infection, or my symptoms would get
so
like a lot worse.
Avoid like going out to like hikes or like.
Yeah, I mean, if I ever do it just once in a while, I use so much tick spray.
You lay yourself with
My mom was
clothing.
like, you need to wear your fucking tick spray. I'm like, I know.
But then, like, does layering help? I mean, like, can they still...
I don't think they could.
I don't know.
I mean, if you wear, like, something thick enough...
We don't know shit.
I'm not sure.
I don't know shit.
I still don't know
I don't know shit about shit.
So, you know, I think a big part of this is probably just, like, you know, you mentioned the anxiety that you had and, like, it must have been really hard going through this. Probably still is, like, to a degree, like, difficult. Like, I know you as, like, actually a very positive person. Like, whenever we talk, you're actually really positive. Like, what keeps you at least upbeat enough? Because if I had this, man, I would be, like, I'm the type of person to, like, sometimes get down on myself. And, like this must be, like, something, I know you live with it every day. But, like, what keeps you, like, motivated? And what keeps you at least very positive because, like, again, I think most people who know Mary John, they know her as like a very very nice, like, joyful person.
Yeah,
so, like,
so pleasant.
Oh, thank you.
like what kind of things at least help motivate you to get through, like, from day to day?
I think it's a really good question. I think it's seeing progress, and I think just the support around me and going to shows and music's definitely helped a lot.
Yeah. Have you met anybody in the hardcore or show community that you could relate to or have, like, bonded with over this kind of stuff? Or
yeah, even on Twitter as well, just some, like, in the hardcore scene, and or just some with, like, other, like, chronic illnesses and whatnot, and just it's really interesting and just seeing how it's a lot more common than, you know, you think it is, which is, like, it, like, sucks hearing other people you know are also ill, but in a way, like, you're not alone.
Right.
Whenever I see dogs, that always makes me happy.
So you go out to, like, I noticed you, like, post on Instagram, you'll go and, like take pictures of people's dogs, or you go to, like, dog parks and...
Well, yeah, what was that? Do you dog watch?
Do I dog watch?
Well, because I noticed the Bull Terrier.
Oh, yeah, that's, so my boyfriend's parents have 2 Bull Terriers.
I thought you, like, watched dogs for some reason. I don't know why.
That'd be great. I wish I could be a dog. I could just, like, hang out with dogs all day.
Just get paid to, like, kick it with other people's dogs. That'd be tight.
My buddy Mitch does that. He does, like, dog training.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, and so he's always, like, in Spanish, too, and he's like...
Oh, that's so sick.
It's really cool. But, you know, I always... Maybe you just love dogs so much. I always see you, like, post pictures of different dogs and stuff. That's why I thought that you did, like, some sort of... dog business watching thing or something. I don't know.
I just think dogs are great.
Yeah.
I love dogs. Like, they just brighten my day so much. Like, even when I was little, I've always been a dog person. Like, I'd always watch on Animal Planet, like, those shows about dogs, or, like, you know, Too Cute, like, that show where it has, like, all the cute little dog breeds, and, like, and I was just always...
Like, the Puppy Bowl?
The Puppy Bowl!
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, dude, I definitely watched the Puppy Bowl.
So, like, having Lyme and having symptoms and, like, feeling fatigued and like, going through all that, and yet, like oh, I'm with 2nd degree black belt in Taekwondo, you said? Mm-hmm. And not only, like, you're like, oh, well, I'm done with that. Well, you haven't stopped. Like, you're doing Muay Thai, and you said you've been doing it for a couple of months now.
Yeah.
So how's that going? It's
really sick. I had class today, but I didn't go because I slept in. Ooh. Oops. I'll go next week. It feels nice to be, like, punching and kicking things again.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a good exercise, and it's good. I like the self-defense aspect of it. Right. I just want to try getting back into, like, an exercise routine with my line, seeing how... I mean,
it's great. I was doing boxing for a little while, and just, like, pushing yourself and, like, seeing results, like, it's super great. And not only that, it's, like, nice to kind of, like, know you can defend yourself. In case something happens, of course you don't want anything to happen, but
you never know.
Exactly.
The mean streets of Walnut Creek. Someone's about to test you, Mary.
You know, I wish we had the room, because I'd be like, yo, get on that floor right now, show us a demonstration.
I got nothing to show. Oh, but wait, so you've been going for a couple months?
Yeah, I mostly just go on Saturdays at 10 a.m. because my schedule, I work 1:30 to 10, and the other classes where they have Muay Thai at the gym is, like, sometime during the week, like 5 or 6 p.m. I'm like, oh, I got work, so I'll just come in Saturdays before I work, or...
How does, like, like, having Lyme, like, do you notice, like, after some sessions you're way more tired than usual, or...
It depends. I feel normally pretty good.
Oh.
Another thing, too, is when it came to exercise when I was younger, and there was a time in 2015 I was doing really well, like going to the gym almost every day and whatnot, and then I was not well, and I had to take time off and be away for some personal reasons, and my fitness was just
like, not there,
all over the place.
Oh. And
I just became a lot more tired, and I couldn't exercise as often, and it just kind of sucked.
Yeah, being like stagnant, it makes you feel worse. It's good to, like, exercise and move around.
Yeah, and stretch and punch and kick shit, and I'm trying to do more strength training just because I'm super fucking tiny. I want to look like I beat up people for a living.
You want to look like you...
Yeah, just one day I'll get there. What's cool about Muay Thai too is that since I did Taekwondo, some of the techniques I remember, but I like how some of the techniques are different.
Yeah.
Like in Taekwondo, you kick with your foot, but in Muay Thai, like you aim with your shin.
Yeah.
So you want to hit like your shin bone. So it takes a while to like really condition them, which I need to do more because whenever I'm at the gym with the bags, like my shins get so fucking bruised.
I was gonna say, like, after class, like, your shin's probably, like, super sore.
Yeah. Like, it feels good, but I'm also just like, fuck, dude. I really gotta condition them.
Are you trying to, like, so this is mostly for, like, working out, self-defense. Do you want to compete one day? Are you trying to get into, like, amateur, like, kickboxing fights?
If I feel well enough one day, maybe.
Wow.
Oh, I'll see, but I gotta... Well,
a lot of training to do before then.
It's only been a couple of months, so...
Yeah. I have a bag outside. They're like a punching, kicking bag. My own
I need
gloves.
to get one of those. I wasn't able to have one, like, at my last place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, like, I might be able to put it on the side of the house.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, because I used to do... Well, me and him, we used to do some... we used to work out, like, punch the bag a little bit.
It was nothing serious.
Okay, actually, quick story. Hella awkward. He knows what I'm talking about. So, we were doing, like, jiu-jitsu. So, it's, like, super, like...
Oh, yeah, I did jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It's like grappling. You're on the ground.
Like
you're grabbing each other.
So,
did you have, like, vests that you wore?
No, we just did it with, like, our workout. We're in, like, basketball shorts.
Yeah,
and,
we're, like, at his parents' house. And so we're just, like, like...
in the garage.
In the garage on the floor, like, with the padded and everything. Padded floor. And we're just, like, going at it. And the garage starts coming up because his parents got home. And we got up, like,
like we didn't want to get caught, like, touching each other. We're like, okay, look cool.
But it was funny because it was both our reactions. Like, we're doing something bad. Or something.
We're both, like, hella embarrassed. Like,
your parents said, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, why are you guys on the ground? Like, hugging each other.
That was I like that story. That was fucking hilarious.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, we used to train just like in his garage, and we would just work out every now and then.
Yeah.
That was fun times.
It was. I was doing that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was more so just like hanging out that I enjoyed about doing it.
Like listen to music, talk, like hang out.
Oh, like, oh cool, let's do a chokehold.
Yeah, like we'll try triangle choke.
Yeah, with like rear nakeds and shit. Like.
Did you do triangle?
Yeah, we did like.
That was my
okay,
favorite.
we thought I just YouTubed it. It's like, okay, let's try this, and then we did what we could. But I'm sure we're doing it wrong the whole time.
I learned from it. I don't know. It was cool.
Yeah, when I did it in Taekwondo, because we had like the vests, like the training vests we wore to like grab the collars.
Yeah, they incorporate like the collars as part of the chokes. Like, so.
And I was a lot more flexible when I did Taekwondo. I'm still trying to gain my flexibility back by doing yoga and stuff, but I kind of hate myself for not being as flexible as I used to be. Well, I don't hate myself, but it's just like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
I gotta do this shit again.
Wait, question. So, okay, before your class, like, what kind of...
Muay Thai or Taekwondo?
Like, Muay Thai class, like, what kind of meals do you... Or do you eat before you go to class, or do you wait till after?
Yeah, because I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have, like, an almond milk or soy milk yogurt with some granola and fruit. And then I'll drink, like, I forget what it's Oxylan. It's like a... You can drink it, like, before or after your workout. Drink that one before. And then I have the Vega Sport... it's one of the hydrators, and you take it like during your workout, and I'll bring that with me when I go to Muay Thai.
So, like, for anything that you take, what level of like homework do you do to make sure that it falls within your dietary restrictions? Because I'm sure like anytime there's something that you want to try, you have to look up the ingredients, and make sure that it like is that you can jive with it, right?
Oh yeah, I always like look at it and stuff. And Vega Sport, like Vega, it's all vegan.
Oh, it's okay. It's intentionally.
Yeah. And Oxygen, I checked the one that I have, and it's vegan. So, but are
there like websites that you go that specifically you can type in like products or whatnot, and it'll?
Sometimes I'll do some research because there's certain things like, especially like when you're first becoming vegan, like you find out about a lot of stuff that you
can and can't.
Yeah, like you're surprised it's not vegan. Like some food dyes and like gelatin's not vegan, like other stuff like that.
Oh, because it's like whale bone.
It's like animal bone, yeah.
No.
It's fucking weird.
It's just really weird to think about that we're just eating like just ground up bones.
Ground up bones.
Just,
there's a website called Barnivore, and I think it's called Barnivore, and it tells you which like beers, wines, or like liquors vegan or not vegan. So I've like used that before, just looking up some stuff.
Like what in it makes it? What in like liquor is not vegan? That's what I'm confused about.
Wait, I'm sorry, I totally missed that. There's non-vegan like
Apparently.
drinks.
Yeah, I know in wine and some beer, I think it's called Insaglass. It's like fish lining. It's something fucking weird.
What the hell?
And I think some of like the food dyes too, but I always check. But it's really weird.
People don't know what they're ingesting and like eating. And like I don't know that. I probably fucking eat hella crazy ass shit. I don't know about. You know?
Dude, true.
What's your like number one like vegan snack that you would recommend?
Fuck. I have a lot.
Okay, top 3.
I really love apples and peanut butter.
Oh,
like
okay.
Almond butter, like.
Almond butter. I
Almond
fuck with almond butter.
Good. Or just like pretzels and like apples and.
Yeah.
Peanut butter is always good.
So you do like soy and almond?
Yeah, coconut, oat milk, jackfruit.
Oat milk's becoming like a big thing.
Oat milk's really good.
Yeah, no, it is really good. It fucks me up though.
Oh, it fucks up your stomach?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, almond milk?
No, oat milk.
Oh, oat milk. Okay.
I don't know.
Wait, oat milk?
Yeah.
How'd fuck you up?
I tried it.
Oh.
But yeah, was it jackfruit? They have like burritos and shit.
I love jackfruit.
Or like they do like a pulled pork like.
Oh yeah, like I use it with tacos.
I've never tried it.
Like good.
I've never tried it, but I don't know. Maybe
it's really good.
Maybe I'll do that.
I love jackfruit.
Because anything I eat just fucks me up. But I like it. It tastes good.
Go to a doctor.
I don't got that shit. I need insurance or health insurance. Sucks.
It'd be like that.
So we're about the hour mark. Usually I do like a rando records, or I think I'm gonna start doing letting guests like choose from my record collection, and then but since we didn't have that time, what have you been listening to?
Well, the Final Fantasy X soundtrack is on Spotify.
Yeah, what?
So that's all I've been listening to recently.
Like driving?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I love fucking video games.
Is that the one that came out on PS2?
Yeah, the Titus.
Yeah, I think I remember that one. I never got into any of those games.
Neither did I.
But
you're talking to the wrong people.
It's so good. It's
cool.
my favorite game. I've beaten it maybe like 3 times.
3 times?
It takes a long
Okay, so
time.
is that the one where like it starts out and they're like playing in some arena or something?
Yeah,
and then then it's like, oh, something's happening, like everybody run.
Yeah,
like,
Sid swallows it up.
So see, I never played it, I just know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
I think I tried it and I was like, oh no.
You're like, I don't know, I don't understand JRPGs.
I don't
What's this turn-based battle system? I don't get it.
I was gonna say, like, I remember a long time ago.
It's turn-based, and like I like Pokemon, but it's not the same.
Exactly. No, exactly.
It's not the same though.
No, like I remember back in like elementary school, my friend was playing Final Fantasy. I think like 5 or 6 or 7. And like it was just like these like anime characters, and then they would like take turns. Like it just looked like Pokemon to me. But Pokemon was more fun.
Yeah, I don't know what it was that I just was. I don't know why. Maybe because I wasn't like invested in it, and I didn't.
Yeah,
know
same here.
I
just missed that train, like the Final Fantasy train.
Speaking of Pokemon, there's new Pokemon coming out. Like I'm hella stoked about.
That's what's up.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Luigi's Mansion.
Okay, so before we like finish up, is there like communities for like being vegan and also Lyme disease? Maybe somebody wants to become vegan, or maybe they're just kind of like feeling a little weird, they don't want to eat meat anymore, and also somebody that like has Lyme disease, or maybe they think they have Lyme disease, like they feel like they might have like the symptoms. Where can they go for like both of those things? I don't know, maybe follow something.
Fuck.
No.
They should just DM you.
There's a DM.
Just DM me. I do have a friend that I think they thought they had Lyme at one point, because they knew I had Lyme, and we were talking about it and I was talking to them and seeing how if they've spoken to their doctor and if they'll test it for like hygienics and whatnot. And they're doing a lot of research, and I can't remember what happened, but I don't think they had Lyme, but I think they started feeling better. It's been so long that I don't remember what the full context was. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, just DM me maybe. If you want to go get Butcher Center, just vegan food, I'm down.
Okay, so if they want to connect with you or talk to you, like, what are your socials?
Vegan fatigue.
Vegan fatigue.
Because I'm vegan and I have fatigue.
Oh, that you incorporated both of those things. I get it now. I didn't fucking put that shit together until right now.
One of my friends recently was like, wait, your ad's vegan fatigue because of your Lyme disease? Oh. And I was like, yeah.
So that's everything, your Twitter, your
Instagram,
and I mean, that's what more do you need? And what more do you need? Is there anything whatever you want to put out there, like any information, something?
Oh, more fun facts about
Lyme
and shit.
Whatever you want to put out there.
Oh fuck, I didn't explain that I also have POTS and EPD. Okay.
Do it.
So another fun fact about Babesia, I remember one of my doctors said, you can't donate blood.
Wow.
I think she said something about if someone with Babesia were to donate blood and there's like a blood transfusion, the person that got the Babesia blood could die.
Oh shit.
So
like right away?
I don't know if it's right away, but I guess I don't know if it's because it's a specific parasite.
Or their body just won't accept it, maybe.
So I can't donate blood.
Oh.
And then
I hate needles, so.
Do you have any tattoos or anything, or?
Well, every time I give blood for like tests, I black out every single time.
Really?
Ever since I was a kid, yeah.
Do they draw too much, or do you not eat beforehand? Or
well, you're not supposed to eat.
You can eat beforehand.
For like.
No.
Unless if you're fasting.
They make you fast.
Oh, you had to fast?
I had to fast.
Shit, I don't have to fast.
Every time I do it, I had to fast.
Did they say you could drink water? Because you should be drinking.
I don't know. I just doing it just to be safe. I was like, I'm good. So every time I would just. The last time I did it, I was like, oh, I fucking did it. They got it. And I was sitting there, and the next thing they're like, Arthur, wake up! And I was like, what the fuck? Like,
I've only blacked out like once.
And it's
I had to
weird.
get my blood drawn every month.
It's weird because you dream and you don't realize that you passed out, and you wake up and you think you're like in bed or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? And then you kind of like feel shitty after, like so fucking shitty. But yeah, I can't give. I mean, I could give blood, but I'd rather not. I could do tattoos. But I mean, that's just like in the middle, in between like your well, not capillaries, but like there's like 3 layers. There's like your top, and then the middle, which is the tattoo goes, and then there's like the bottom. But like I can't do vein, like no, I'm good.
No veins.
No
veins allowed.
No veins. No, thank you.
I remember the one time I blacked out might have been a few months ago or sometime last year. Because I was at my doctor's office and they wanted some tests run, and it was like 2 tests into 1. And I ate beforehand, drank some water, but it was kind of a while. And I noticed there's a lot of blood, and I was like, I'm feeling okay. You know, I always like close my eyes and breathe in my nose, out my mouth. And the doctor's like, the phlebotomist said, you know, you okay? I'm like, yeah. And I just sit there and I'm like, oh shit, my head just drops.
Damn.
And like, oh fuck, like we gotta stop. And then.
Well, because when you black out, you like stop breathing and everything too.
I didn't I don't know if I fully blacked out, but it started getting dark. And I just went my head down, and then they sat me up and gave me water, and I think I had like pretzels or something to bring my blood sugar up. It was just like too much at once. And
they gave me pineapple juice. Pineapple juice.
But otherwise, like, I get blood drawn every month, so I'm used to it. I just always look away and just breathe.
I can't even look. I can't even like when it's on TV or like on anything. Yeah. I'm just like, ugh.
I remember the first time I got my blood drawn, they're like, oh, you can also look. I'm like, oh, I'm good.
It's like a phobia.
I was like 13 or 14, so I'm like, I'm good.
It's definitely like a phobia. I'm sure it has a name, but I don't know.
Probably.
Hemophobia? That's fear of blood. But I only know that because...
I got a text, sorry.
I only know that because it was in some episode of Naruto, and like one of the characters had like hemophobia. I get all my knowledge from anime and Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts.
Let's go through a quickie. You said you were watching what? What's going on? Your anime right now?
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Never heard of that or watched it.
Really?
You might have seen it on TV.
Probably.
It was on like Adult Swim when we were like.
Or like Cartoon Network or
Yu Yu
Toonami.
Hakusho?
Was it on Toonami?
It was on Adult Swim.
Adult Swim.
Like
Okay.
a long time
I'll have
ago.
to check it out.
Yeah.
So good. I'm really slow when it comes to watching anime right now, but I need to finish it. But it's so good. It's so good.
All right. Well, do you guys want to wrap this up?
Fuck, I was supposed to talk about my EBV, and we talked about needles.
Talk about it.
Okay.
You have the opportunity right now. I just wanted I just figured we hit an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's
What's EVD?
EBV. So
Oh,
Epstein-Barr virus.
Epstein-Barr. Okay, got it. Barr, B-A-R-R.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a really common human virus, which it can cause mono. So I had mono in high school.
So mono is, for those that don't know, like me. 'Cause I've never had.
Oh, you never had mono?
You
Never had
I've
the
never
kissing
had-
virus?
I know it as that, but I've never.
I've never kissed anyone.
Same.
Well, because it's called the kissing virus because it can be spread through like kissing or saliva, or like if you take someone's drink, you know.
Or someone spits in my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it's ever. I went mouth to mouth by accident one time. I was crowd surfing. Really weird.
Wait, hold on. What?
Was this consensual? I'm so.
No,
Sorry.
not at all. I was just kind of like rolling around, and then my mouth kind of like went on some guy's mouth, and it was like really like I just feel like his beard on my face.
What show was this during?
I think it was AFI.
Oh.
It was AFI when they played with Ceremony
Oh
in
shit.
Santa Cruz.
That's been a really good show.
It was a cool show because all the AFI fans were like, "The fuck is this band?" When
During
played.
Ceremony?
Because that was when I think they just came out with Still Nothing Moves You,
Okay.
or somewhere around that time.
That's so weird. But that's cool though. Like
But
they
yeah.
played together.
It was weird to make mouth to mouth with another man and feeling his.
Yeah, but like while you're like
I
crowd
could have
surfing.
gotten mono.
You could have gotten.
I could have gotten mono if you had mono. I'm glad I didn't.
He's probably thinking the same thing about you.
He's probably still thinking about me.
I wonder if I got mono from that one guy from that fucking AFI show like 6 years ago.
You should be grateful.
But pretty much when you have like Epstein-Barr virus, it can reactivate. So I remember when I got sick with mono, like I had fever, fatigue, terrible migraine. My throat was hurt. Lymph nodes were swollen. I had all the symptoms. I was gonna say symptoms, like shitty symptoms.
Hey, that works.
Symptoms.
Symptoms.
Shitums.
Shitums.
Another thing too is when you have mono, is your spleen's enlarged, so you can't like exercise for a while or do anything strenuous, because if it ruptures,
You're fucked.
you die.
Yeah.
So it's the thing with mono. Like if you get mono, your spleen's gonna get fucked up. So don't do anything strenuous.
I didn't know that.
Don't get your spleen enlarged.
Don't get your spleen enlarged.
That's the advice for the kids out there.
Don't get your spleen enlarged. Don't get mono. Just don't kiss people. Just live alone. That's fine.
Just hide in your room and don't do anything. Just kidding. Get out there.
And with the Epstein-Barr virus, it can become inactive it'll be inactive, but it can reactivate or flare up, especially if you have like an autoimmune illness like AIDS or anything that affects, or any other infection like Lyme. Like everything. Hey! You know what it is? Oh, that's me. There's random. Sorry. Have y'all seen Midsommar?
I haven't.
I've not seen it
It's
yet.
so
I want to
good.
watch it.
It's
I
so
have not
good.
seen it yet.
I saw it with my friends in the theater, and there's one part where I forget the dude's name, but he was like in Bandersnatch. He's like the goofy ass looking
I
character.
didn't watch that either, but
I didn't watch him either, but he just looks goofy. He kind of looks like Sid, I think, from like Toy Story. If you know what I'm talking
okay,
about.
sure.
That one character.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his
I
fucking
know
name.
with the eyebrows.
Yeah, you have those fucking brows. And there's one part where they're like in Sweden. It's not like, I mean, they go to Sweden. I won't really spoil anything, but this scene's really funny. And they're walking around in the woods, and I think that guy, I think his name's Mark in the movie, and he was all worried about. He's like, oh, he's asking a question, and did Sweden? Do you guys have a Lyme issue? Do you guys have tick problems? Like, were there a lot of ticks around here? And I think someone said, oh no, but the guy from Sweden said, oh yeah, like there was a huge like Lyme like increased last year, like huge like tick-borne illnesses and whatnot. And they're like talking, and then I think Mark said, "Oh shit, like I didn't bring my tick spray, dude. Fuck, like okay, y'all gotta check me when I come back, like check my head and everything, cause like my uncle has Lyme, man, dude, he's fucked." And like I was laughing so hard, like in the theater, like trying not to lose my shit. My friends are looking at me and
everyone's like, "What?"
It's like Lyme disease awareness, baby.
Oh,
you know what it
shit.
is.
That's
You know what it is.
cool.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite parts of the entire movie. Just the little Lyme disease awareness. Thank you, Ari Aster, for acknowledging that Lyme exists, because people still won't acknowledge it. But yeah, so Epstein-Barr, it can reactivate due to, like, if you have another, like, autoimmune disorder, any, like, infection, it can reactivate when you're really stressed, which has happened before, because I noticed, like, when I was in school, when I was in community college, so I'm not in community college right now, because I realize I don't take care of myself when I'm in school, and when I get really sick, I'll have a flare-up, and I feel like I have, like, a fever, migraine, I just feel so sick, like, there's no appetite.
To manage and juggle. And
it's like I can't get out of bed.
Yeah.
I even remember when I had a flare-up, I had to get something from my car, and the minute I, like, stepped outside, my head just started throbbing because it was bright out, and I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I got the shit from my car, and I just ran back inside, I was like, nope, I'm not stepping outside ever again. But, yeah, so that's Epstein-Barr. And then lastly, another thing that's fucking wrong with me, I have POTS.
POTS, I've heard about that. POTS, it's mostly in females, right?
In women, yeah. It's a lot more common.
Right, it's most, and sometimes it could just be something triggered in nerves, something like that. Connected to nerves or something. I've
kind of
trying to remember something like, about that.
You have low blood volume.
Oh.
It fucks up with like the blood flow.
Right.
It stands for post-orthostatic tachy. I still don't know how to pronounce this fucking word. Something syndrome. But it stands for the abbreviation is POTS. So.
I think my boss was trying to say that, but I was like. Oh.
I like looked it up and I was like, I can't remember this. I'm just call it POTS because that's the medical term.
Yeah, that's the call it.
But it affects like your circulation and you know, you feel tired, you're lightheaded, fatigued. Sometimes when I stand up, you know, your heart will beat really fast just because your blood volume's low and it needs to pump more blood. Like my other friend that I reconnected with recently also has POTS, so we talk about it. We're like, dude, doesn't it suck? It's like, yeah, I'll be sitting down and my heart will just be at like 140 beats per minute for some reason. It's just like, why are our hearts fucking raw dogging us?
At rest.
Yeah. Like if my anxiety is really bad, I'm having a flare up. So it'll happen. Like I'll feel lightheaded or my heart will beat really fast if I like stand up too fast or even when I had to stop drinking coffee because it just fucked with my IBS and my POTS because it'd be in the morning time and you know like I'd be getting ready for work, like I would like make my lunch for later and I'd like be drinking coffee and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get stuff to cook. Oh fuck, I gotta sit down because my heart would just be beating fast. And I'd take a few deep breaths and drink some water. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go cook. Fuck, nope, my heart's beating fast again. So I just cut out coffee.
I'm sure that like triggers anxiety too, right there with your heart.
And I get anxious because it's like, why is my heart beating so fast? Right. My heart's beating fast because I'm anxious, so it goes like back and forth. But yeah, POTS sucks. Potassium can help though.
Okay.
Like coconut water really helps a lot. So I've been drinking a lot more coconut water. And fuck, I was gonna say something else. Yeah, it fucks with like the autonomic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system, which is like your fight or flight responses. So, you know, if you have a lot of anxiety, it'll just keep like pounding louder and louder until you feel like you're gonna have a heart attack. Like I know I won't.
So as part of like the giant cocktail of pills that you take per day, is that to also covers like the POTS and
like salt tablets help. Salt's supposed to help with the blood flow. I can't remember why specifically. Oh well, maybe because of your blood volume, so you need salt to make it leveled. But I noticed that coconut water does help in cutting out coffee and just like replacing it with a green tea or like tea in the morning. Because I can have tea, yerba mate, and a mocha or a latte and be fine, but it's just straight up coffee. I think I'm gonna die. So yeah, so that's everything that's wrong with me.
Sick.
Well, I mean, I'm glad we were able to kind of like, you know,
talk about it.
Talk about it. Have like some sort of outlet for awareness of like, you know, these multiple things. Like not a lot of people talk about. Like, it's not just because it's not like a big ass as a big ass deal as something else, and most people don't look at it as a big deal, but I mean, it's a thing, and you experience it. A lot of people experience with it. I'm sure a lot of people that don't know they have that experience. So I'm hoping maybe somebody will listen, maybe say, oh, I might have that. Maybe I'll check into it. So this is really cool, and I'm glad you were able to come out.
Thank you.
All the way from Walnut Creek, and share.
Next time you come over, we'll do a Gilmore Girls specific podcast.
Hey.
Yes.
But we'll save that for another time.
Next time.
I'm so down.
Next time we should do a spar session.
A spar session? We can do one right after.
So I can see
Probably.
Dave. You know what? Let's do it.
I need to stretch though. If that's
I gotta go pee right now.
I
so
also have to
bad.
pee. You can go first though.
So thank you so much.
Thanks for coming out.
Oh,
Vegan
you're
Fatigue,
welcome.
social media, IDK David Park,
Don't follow me.
RD Boy Sucks, RTIE, BLYSUCKS. Your life sucks. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Bye.
Life sucks, so do you. Fuck off!